They're going to be in the long run. There are companies that are doing just fine, in fact, doing better. We talked about Smuckers and Progressive as companies that are actually doing better. But those stocks are overpriced, so we're not buying more. Then there are companies that are going to have a temporary downturn but are going to be fine in the long run. Zimmer Biomet does hips and knees. They're clearly almost come to a halt right now, but the number of replacement hips and knees is going to go back to normal. We're finding a lot of those companies are very attractive right now. And then the last group are companies that are impaired, we think maybe permanently or at least 4 or 5 years, and we are not buying those names. Those would be some names like the airlines and some of the travel stocks.
What about Carnival, which I knew you used to own, Charlie? Is that in that latter bucket?
Yeah, this is controversial. You always ask me about this. We're putting that in the second bucket. We are saying it will come back. It's clearly going to be hurt, but the stock has been destroyed, as has Royal Caribbean, as have a couple of other players in the space. Doing the due diligence we're doing, they're already seeing people book Carnival Cruise Line trips in the fall. So we think that business will come back.
Mike, as to the market recovery, we've been discussing this with you all week, but it's been a continuation of 2019's leaders that have allowed the recovery to happen, as opposed to what you would typically see, which is a rebound of what fell the most on the sell-off.
Yeah, very brief period right after the market lows when you did see some of the really beaten down stuff that had been neglected sort of race to the upside. But that gave way to those familiar leaders in this mega cap growth area. I will say today, maybe there's a time when we might be having a little bit of an inflection point where there is some internal rotation. There are banks doing a little bit better today. Semiconductors are up, even though Intel is down. So not to broaden out what's happening in the moment to saying it's a new trend. But you're absolutely right. It has been mostly quality, defensive, secular growth that has been getting us here as the market here kind of drifts up toward the week's highs.